Maya stirred awake to the most breathtaking sight she'd ever witnessed. Through the frost-kissed windows of the ancient castle, the northern lights danced across the star-studded sky like ethereal ribbons of green and purple. Snow fell gently, creating a winter wonderland that seemed almost too perfect to be real. But what made her heart skip wasn't the magical view outside. It was the warmth she felt behind her. Strong arms wrapped around her waist, and she knew without turning that it was him. After 3 years apart, Adrian was here. "You're awake," his deep voice whispered against her ear, sending shivers down her spine that had nothing to do with the cold. Maya turned in his embrace, her breath catching as she met his intense blue eyes. "I thought I was dreaming," she whispered back. "How did you find me here?" Adrian's thumb traced her cheek gently. "I never stopped looking for you, Maya. When I heard you'd taken the job at the research station in Iceland, I knew I had to come." She pulled back slightly, conflict warring in her chest. "Adrian, we agreed it was over. Your career in New York, mine here studying climate patterns. We're on different paths." "Are we?" He sat up, his artist's hands framing her face. "Because looking at you now in this moment, with the aurora lighting up your eyes, I think we're exactly where we're meant to be." Maya's resolve wavered. She'd spent 3 years trying to forget the way he looked at her, the way he made her feel like she was the most important thing in his world. But seeing him here, in this remote castle she'd rented for her research sabbatical, brought everything flooding back. "The storm," she said, suddenly remembering. "Your car got stuck in the blizzard last night. That's how you ended up here." Adrian smiled, that crooked grin that had made her fall in love with him in college. Maybe the universe was trying to tell us something. She laughed, despite herself. "Since when do you believe in fate?" "Mr. Practical Artist? Since I realized I'd rather be snowed in with you in a castle than successful and alone in Manhattan." His expression grew serious. "Maya, I made a mistake letting you go. I've spent 3 years painting nothing but memories of you." Maya's heart pounded. She'd imagined this moment countless times, but now that it was here, she felt terrified. "Adrian, dance with me," he said suddenly, standing and extending his hand. "There's no music." She protested weakly. "There's always music when I'm with you." Against her better judgment, Maya took his hand and let him pull her up. They swayed together in the candlelit room, the aurora casting shifting colors across their faces. His hands settled on her waist, hers on his shoulders, and for a moment, it was like no time had passed at all. "I have something to tell you," Adrian murmured, his forehead resting against hers. "I didn't just come here by accident. I've been commissioned to paint a series about Arctic research stations. My gallery wanted authentic scenes, real emotion." Maya stepped back, hurt flashing in her eyes. "So, this is all for your art? You're here to use me as inspiration again?" "No." Adrian caught her hands before she could pull away completely. "Maya, listen to me. Yes, I took the commission, but only because it was the only way I could get close to you again. The gallery thinks they're getting landscapes and scientific portraits, but what I really want to paint, what I've always wanted to paint, is love. Real, messy, complicated love." He moved to the easel Maya hadn't noticed in the corner of the room, pulling away a cloth to reveal a half-finished painting. It was her, sleeping peacefully with the northern lights visible through the window behind her. But it wasn't just technically beautiful. It was filled with such tenderness, such longing, that it took her breath away. "You painted this while I was sleeping?" she whispered. "I couldn't help myself. Maya, being apart from you has been like trying to create art without color. Everything feels flat, lifeless." He turned to face her fully. "I know I hurt you when I chose my career over our relationship. I know I have no right to show up here and ask for another chance." But a sharp crack of thunder interrupted him, and they both looked outside to see the storm intensifying. The aurora had disappeared behind thick, swirling clouds, and the wind howled around the castle walls. "We're really snowed in now," Maya observed, wrapping her arms around herself. Adrian moved closer, his eyes never leaving her face. "Maya, I need you to know something. That night years ago, when you asked me to come with you to Iceland for your research." "Adrian, don't." Maya's voice was pained. "You made your choice. Your art show was more important." "I was terrified," he interrupted. "Terrified of how much I loved you. Terrified of changing my whole life for someone else. So I chose the safe path, the familiar path, and I've regretted it every single day since." Maya felt tears prick her eyes. "You broke my heart." "I know, and I'm praying, that maybe hearts can heal, that maybe second chances exist." Outside, the storm raged on, but inside the castle, time seemed suspended. Maya looked at this man who had been her everything once upon a time, seeing not just who he was, but who he could be, who they could be together. "The research station expects me back in 3 days," she said quietly. "And my flight back to New York is in a week," he replied, "if the storm clears." "A lot can happen in a few days," Maya said, her voice barely above a whisper. Adrian stepped closer, close enough that she could feel the heat radiating from his body. "Everything can change in a moment, Maya. We both know that." She looked up at him, seeing her own conflicted emotions reflected in his eyes. The hurt was still there, but so was the love. It had never really gone away for either of them. "I'm scared, Adrian," she admitted. "I'm scared of getting hurt again. I'm scared of giving up everything I've built here. But mostly, I'm scared of letting you walk away again." He reached up to cup her face, his thumb brushing away a tear she didn't realize had fallen. "Then don't let me walk away. And don't walk away yourself." The castle suddenly felt very quiet, as if even the storm was holding its breath, waiting to see what they would choose. Maya closed her eyes, feeling the weight of the moment. When she opened them again, Adrian was still there, still looking at her like she was his whole world. "Ask me again," she whispered. "Maya Chen," Adrian said, his voice thick with emotion. "Will you give us another chance? Will you let me prove that some things are worth changing your whole life?" She stood on her tiptoes and kissed him softly, tasting hope and possibility and 3 years of longing. "Yes," she breathed against his lips. "But this time, we do it right. No running away, no choosing careers over each other. If we're going to do this, we're all in." Adrian pulled her closer, spinning her around the room as snow continued to fall outside their window. "All in," he agreed. "Forever and always, all in." But as they held each other close, neither of them noticed the figure watching from the tree line outside or the message that had just arrived on Maya's satellite phone. A message that would change everything and force them to make an impossible choice between love and duty. The storm was just beginning. Tell me what you think should happen. 1. Who is the mysterious figure watching them? What's the urgent message on Maya's satellite phone? Should I add any new characters? If yes, who? What's your favorite part of Maya and Adrian's story so far? Your ideas will shape the story. Drop your answers in the comments below. The most popular suggestions will influence how I continue Maya and Adrian's journey. Don't forget to like if you're loving this story, share with friends who love romance, subscribe for the next chapter. Comment your predictions and ideas. The next chapter is coming soon, and it's going to be incredible thanks to your